Listen up. You're about to hear something that will change your life forever. If you've ever been heartbroken, rejected, or left behind, pay attention, because after this, you'll never feel weak, desperate, or unwanted again. Your ex, the one who walked away like you didn't matter, the one who thought they could do better, they will come back. They will chase you, but not because of what you think. Forget texting, forget begging, forget trying to prove your worth to them. That's what 99% of people do. And that's exactly why they stay stuck in heartbreak. But you're about to be different. You want to know the one thing that will flip the script, that will make them regret every second they spent away from you? Become the person they wish they never lost. Right now, your ex thinks they had you figured out. They think they know your limits. They think you'll sit there crying, checking their social media, waiting for them to maybe come back. But here's where you prove them dead wrong. You get to work. You level up so hard that when they see you again, it's like meeting a stranger. The way you walk, the way you talk, the energy you radiate, it's all untouchable. You become someone so undeniable that their biggest regret is letting you go. And let me be clear, this is not about revenge. This is not about making them jealous. This is about you stepping into the most powerful, unstoppable version of yourself. Because when you do this, when you truly evolve, something crazy happens. People from your past suddenly remember you. They start missing you. They come back with weak excuses, trying to slide into your life again. But by then, you won't even need them anymore, because you'll have options. You'll be the one choosing, and you'll finally understand the truth. The best revenge is massive success. The ultimate power is becoming unforgettable. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Start today. Because the moment you decide to step into your power, the world, including your ex, will never look at you the same way again. Now go, become unstoppable. Right now you think chasing will bring them back. You believe if you just say the right words, send the perfect message, or prove your worth, they'll suddenly realize they made a mistake. But let me tell you the truth. Chasing is the fastest way to lose respect, power, and yourself. The more you chase, the more they run. The more you beg, the more they see you as replaceable. You are feeding their ego while starving your own power. You need to wake up. You need to understand that chasing is desperation, and desperation is unattractive. Nobody is drawn to someone who is pleading for attention. People are drawn to strength, power, confidence. If you have to chase someone, they don't value you. And if they don't value you, why are you wasting a single second trying to convince them to? Think about it. When was the last time you wanted something that was begging for you? You don't desire what's easy. You don't crave what's desperate. You want what's rare, what's light, what's untouchable. And that's exactly what you must become. You must flip the script. You must stop chasing them and start building you. When you chase, you tell them they are more important than you, that they hold the power, that they control the outcome. And the second someone knows they have full control over you, they stop valuing you. Humans don't respect what they can easily have. They respect what is difficult to attain, what is exclusive, what is high status. The moment you stop chasing, you shift the power. The second you decide to focus on you, everything changes. It's time to become the person they fear losing. Right now, they think they can have you whenever they want. They believe you're waiting for them, that you'll always be an option, that no matter how much time passes, they can just come back and you'll be there ready to give them another chance. But what happens when you change? What happens when you evolve so much that you become out of their league? When you stop waiting, stop hoping, stop looking back? They panic, they regret, they realize they made the biggest mistake of their life. Your ex doesn't fear losing you. They fear losing their power over you. They fear seeing you move on and become someone they no longer have access to. They fear watching you become the version of yourself they never thought possible. And that's exactly what you need to do. You must become the upgraded version of yourself. Not for them, not for revenge, but because you deserve better, because you deserve to be at the top. Chasing is for the weak, evolving is for the unstoppable. And you are going to be unstoppable. You think love means proving yourself. You think if they see how much you care, they'll come running back. But let me tell you something. Love doesn't need to be proven. If they valued you, they never would have left. If they saw your worth, they wouldn't need to be convinced. The fact that you're even thinking about chasing tells me one thing. You're not seeing yourself clearly. You're ignoring your own value. You're forgetting that you are the prize. Imagine walking into a room like a king, like a queen. Imagine radiating so much power that people can't look away. Imagine living in a way that makes everyone question how they ever let you go. That's what happens when you stop chasing. You step into a version of yourself that commands attention without ever asking for it. Every second you spend chasing is a second wasted on someone who does not see you. Every ounce of energy you pour into them is energy you could be using to build yourself. You could be in the gym, you could be making money, you could be upgrading your style, your mindset, your life, but instead you're sitting around waiting for a text that may never come, hoping for someone who doesn't even deserve you. Wake up! The moment you stop chasing is the moment your life begins. The second you cut off the idea of needing them, you create a space for someone better to walk in. And trust me, when you evolve, better always comes. You think they were the best? You think they were special? No, they were just familiar. And familiarity is not the same as value. You're holding on to the past like it's your only option, but the truth is your future is waiting. A stronger you is waiting. A higher version of yourself is begging to be unleashed. And the only thing standing in the way is you. You must decide right now that you are done chasing, that you are done lowering yourself, that you are done proving anything to anyone who didn't have the vision to see your worth the first time. When you walk away, you send the loudest message possible. When you stop chasing, you create mystery, and mystery is power. Suddenly, they don't know what you're doing, they don't know who you're with, they don't know if they still have you. And that uncertainty is what makes them panic. That's when they start thinking about you. That's when regret creeps in. That's when they start wondering if they made the worst mistake of their life. And by then, you won't care, because by then you'll be too busy living a life they will never have access to again. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Decide that you are done playing small. Decide that you are done waiting. Decide that you are done being an option. You are the prize. You are the catch. You are the one. And the second you fully believe that, the world, including your ex, will never see you the same way again. You think they need to hear from you. You think if you just explain, if you just reach out one more time, if you just remind them of what you had, they'll finally understand. But here's the brutal truth. Every word you say makes you look weaker. Every message you send lowers your value. Every attempt to reconnect pushes them further away. You don't win people back by proving yourself. You win by being so silent, so absent, that they start questioning everything. People don't miss noise, they miss absence. They don't chase what's always available, they crave what's gone. The moment you disappear, they feel it. The moment you go silent, their mind starts racing. Because silence is power. Silence forces them to think. And when they think, they start remembering. They start regretting. They start wondering if they made a mistake. Right now, they are expecting you to reach out. They are expecting you to chase. They are waiting for you to prove that you still care, because the second you do, they win. They get the validation that you still want them. And once they have that, they lose all urgency to come back. They know you're there, waiting, hoping, and that kills any chance of them truly missing you. But when you give them nothing, no texts, no calls, no reaction, you trigger something deeper. You force them to sit with their own thoughts. You force them to realize that you are no longer in their world. And the longer your silence lasts, the louder it becomes. Because now they aren't just wondering where you are, they're wondering why you don't care. Your absence should feel like a void in their life. They should feel the weight of your silence pressing on them every single day. They should wake up expecting a message from you and get nothing. They should check their phone, hoping to see your name and be met with emptiness. They should scroll through their memories, reliving what they lost, while you move forward without a single glance back. Silence is psychological. It plays on their mind in ways words never could. The moment you stop giving them access, they start craving it. The second you cut off their supply of attention, they start questioning if they ever had real power over you in the first place. And that uncertainty is what drives people crazy. Because when someone expects you to react and you don't, it throws off their entire reality. You think breaking the silence will fix things. You think if you just get one more conversation, one more chance to talk, things will go back to the way they were. But it won't work, because the person who cares less has the power. The person who remains silent controls the game. And the moment you speak first, you give them control again. The reason silence is so powerful is because it forces people to face the truth. And the truth is, they didn't expect you to walk away. They didn't think you were strong enough to let go. They assumed you would always be an option. But when you say nothing, you take away their security. You take away their comfort. You make them realize they underestimated you. When you stop talking, you become a mystery. And mystery is attractive. It's magnetic. People are drawn to what they can't figure out. The second you remove yourself from the equation, they start filling in the blanks. And their mind will always make you bigger, better, and more valuable than before, because now they don't have proof that you still care. Now they don't know what you're thinking. Now they don't know if they've lost you for good. Silence forces them to deal with their own emotions. It makes them face the reality of their choices. It removes the distractions and forces them to sit with their regret. And the longer it lasts, the stronger it becomes. It starts as a whisper in their mind. Then it grows into an ache. Then it becomes unbearable. Because people always want what they can't have. And nothing screams, "You can't have me," louder than silence. They might act like they don't care. They might pretend your silence doesn't affect them. They might post, they might party, they might try to act unbothered, but behind closed doors, it's eating them alive. Because deep down, they expected you to break, they expected you to fold, and when you don't, when you hold your ground, they start questioning everything. Your silence should feel like a punishment for their decision. It should be a reminder that they chose this, that they walked away, that they made the mistake, and now they have to live with it. No explanation, no closure, just the cold, brutal reality of your absence. And by the time they finally do reach out, it will be too late. Because silence doesn't just make them miss you, it transforms you. It forces you to focus on yourself instead of them. It gives you the space to heal, to grow, to level up. And by the time they come crawling back, you won't be the same person they left. You'll be stronger, more confident, more powerful, and suddenly their return won't matter anymore. So stay silent. Let them feel your absence. Let them drown in their own regret, because nothing is more powerful than the voice of silence when it speaks the truth they never wanted to hear. Right now, you are sitting in the same place thinking about them, wondering if they are thinking about you. They are not. They are living their life while you waste yours. And that is the exact reason you must transform. You must become unrecognizable. The version of you they left behind, destroy it. The version of you that begged, waited, hoped, kill it. The person you become after this moment must be so powerful, so evolved, so untouchable that they wouldn't even know how to approach you again. Your body is a reflection of your discipline. If you're weak, if you're out of shape, if you've let yourself go, it shows, not just to them, but to you. You feel it every time you look in the mirror. You know you aren't your best, and if you aren't your best, why would anyone chase you? Why would anyone regret losing you? Nobody craves average. Nobody fantasizes about mediocrity. They crave strength. They crave power. They crave someone who walks into a room and owns it without saying a single word. Every rep in the gym, every drop of sweat, every second you push past your limit, you are building a new version of yourself, a version that commands respect, a version that doesn't chase because they chase you. Your physical transformation is not about revenge. It's not about proving anything to them. It's about proving to yourself that you are worth more than what they saw in you. Because if they left, it means they believed they could do better. So make sure they never ever find someone better than the person you are about to become. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and right now, you are using it against yourself. You sit in self-pity. You replay the past like it's a movie you can't turn off. You let your emotions control you instead of you controlling them, and that stops today. Your mind must be sharper than ever, stronger than ever. You must become so mentally unshakable that nothing, no person, no rejection, no failure can break you. Weak people need closure. Weak people need validation. Weak people need someone else to make them feel whole. But you don't need a damn thing from anyone. You will become so mentally powerful that the only opinion that matters is your own. No more overthinking, no more second guessing, no more waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. You were always good enough. They just weren't smart enough to see it. You must read, learn, grow. Every single day you should be feeding your mind with knowledge, strategies, and wisdom that elevate you. While they are out wasting time, distracting themselves, chasing temporary highs, you are building an empire in your mind. You are developing the mindset of a leader, a warrior, a king. Because when you master your mind, you master the world. And when you master the world, you become a person nobody can ignore. And then there's your money. Your financial status isn't just about wealth. It's about freedom. It's about control. It's about never having to need anyone ever again. Because the second you depend on someone, you give away your power. When you are broke, when you are struggling, when you are living paycheck to paycheck, you are vulnerable. And vulnerability makes you weak. Money gives you options. Money puts you in control. Money ensures that you never have to stay in a situation you don't want to be in. It gives you the ability to walk away from anything and anyone that doesn't serve you. And that is the ultimate power. You need to grind. You need to hustle like your life depends on it, because it does. Every wasted hour is an hour you could have used to build your empire. Right now, while you're scrolling, while you're feeling sorry for yourself, someone else is out there getting stronger, getting smarter, getting richer. Someone else is leveling up so hard that they are becoming everything you wish you were. And the only difference between them and you is that they stopped making excuses. They stopped waiting. They stopped hoping for things to change and made things change. Your ex thought they had you figured out. They thought they knew your limits. They thought you would always be the same. But what happens when you become unrecognizable? What happens when they see you 6 months from now, a year from now, and you are a completely different person? What happens when they see you living a life so powerful, so successful, so fulfilling that it makes them sick with regret? They will check your social media and see a version of you they never believed was possible. They will hear about your success and realize they walked away from the greatest thing that ever happened to them. They will see you with people they never thought you could attract, in places they never thought you could reach, doing things they never thought you could do. And by the time they gather the courage to reach out, it won't even matter, because you will be on a whole different level. The pain you feel right now is temporary, but what you do with it will define you forever. You can let it break you, or you can let it fuel you. You can sit in your misery, or you can rise like a warrior. You can stay the same, or you can transform so violently that the world has no choice but to notice you. This isn't just about them. This is about you. This is about proving to yourself that you are worth more than what they saw in you. This is about never, ever being in a position where someone can make you feel small again. This is about stepping into your power and becoming the kind of person who never has to chase, beg, or prove anything to anyone. The gym is waiting. The books are waiting. The money is waiting. Your future is waiting. The only question is, are you going to step up and take it? Because the moment you do, the moment you decide to level up physically, mentally, and financially, everything in your life will change. And the person who left you behind, they will be nothing more than a lesson, a memory, a footnote in the story of your rise. The person you were is dead. The weak, emotional, needy version of you no longer exists. That person was left in the past, buried under every mistake, every failure, every ounce of pain. You cannot hold on to a version of yourself that was abandoned. The second they walked away, the second they chose to leave, they told you one thing loud and clear: you were not enough for them. But here's the truth they never saw coming. The version of you they left behind was never meant to be enough, because that version is gone. You have one mission now: total destruction of your past self. You must erase the habits, the mindset, the limitations that kept you small. Every weakness they saw in you, kill it. Every flaw they used as an excuse to walk away, erase it. Every moment you spent doubting yourself, questioning your worth, begging for love, that person no longer exists. You grow by becoming something so powerful, so untouchable, that even you don't recognize yourself anymore. They expect you to stay the same. They expect you to sit in the same misery, replaying the same memories, hoping for the same outcome. That expectation is your biggest weapon, because when they come back looking for the person they left, they will find a stranger. Someone stronger, someone smarter, someone who no longer looks at them with longing, but with indifference. The world doesn't reward people who stay the same. It rewards those who evolve. And evolution requires destruction. You cannot build a new life with an old identity. You cannot create a new reality with the same broken mindset. You must burn it all down. Every fear, every insecurity, every weakness. The version of you that cared too much, gone. The version of you that tolerated disrespect, dead. The version of you that waited, hoped, and begged, buried. Stop holding on to an identity that no longer serves you. Stop carrying the weight of your past like it defines you. You are not the same person you were yesterday. And if you are, that's the problem. You should be evolving so rapidly that every month, every week, every day, you are a completely different force. They should struggle to keep up with your growth. They should feel the gap widening between the person they left and the person you are becoming. If they saw you today, would they regret leaving? If they ran into you tomorrow, would they recognize the person they thought they knew? If the answer is no, you have work to do, you have more to destroy, you have more to rebuild. The process never stops. The transformation never ends. There is no finish line to this. Every day you wake up and kill the weaker version of yourself. Every day you eliminate the old habits that kept you stuck. Every day you sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and elevate your status. They will hear about you. They will see the change. They will wonder what happened. They will try to figure out how you went from someone they left behind to someone they can't stop thinking about. And by the time they finally understand, it will be too late, because the old you might have taken them back. The old you might have needed their validation. But the new you doesn't have time to entertain ghosts from the past. Every excuse you've made, every doubt you've clung to, every limitation you've accepted, it all burns now. You are not a prisoner to your past. You are not defined by who you used to be. You are the architect of your future. And if you are serious about never feeling weak again, never chasing again, never being overlooked again, then you must destroy everything that no longer aligns with the person you are becoming. You don't just change, you transform. You don't just move on, you ascend. You don't just improve, you reinvent. Let the weak version of you die. Let the past stay where it belongs. And when they look for you, let them find nothing but a memory of the person they will never get back. Become the one they can't ignore. Right now, you are invisible to them. They are not thinking about you. They are not missing you. They are living their life without a single thought about what you're doing. And that should set a fire inside you. Because if you were unforgettable, if you were undeniable, they wouldn't have been able to leave so easily. They wouldn't have been able to replace you without hesitation. And that means one thing: who you were was not enough. That is not an insult. That is not an attack. That is your greatest opportunity. Because now you have the chance to become something so powerful, so magnetic, so elevated that they can never overlook you again. But this isn't about them. This isn't about revenge. This is about becoming so great that the world has no choice but to see you. This is about rising to a level where they don't just regret leaving. You don't even care if they do. People only chase what they can't have. People only desire what feels rare. And right now, you are not rare. You are not special to them. If you were, they would still be here. But that changes today. That changes the second you decide to become the most undeniable version of yourself. That changes when you stop being the same person they walked away from. The way you look must change. The way you carry yourself must evolve. The way you speak, move, think, it must all transform. The average version of you is dead. The ordinary, forgettable, replaceable version of you is gone. From now on, everything about you must command attention. You walk into a room and people should feel your presence. You speak and they should listen. You move through life with a confidence so unshakable that people wonder what changed. You don't chase, you attract. You don't wait to be noticed, you make it impossible to be ignored. Every single day you level up. Every single day you sharpen your skills. Every single day you increase your value. You are no longer someone they can take for granted. You are no longer someone they can replace, because by the time they realize what they lost, you will be too far ahead for them to catch up. Success is the loudest response. Power is the strongest message. Growth is the greatest revenge. While they are stuck in the same cycle, playing the same games, living the same life, you are rising so high that they can't even reach you. You are becoming something they never expected. You are becoming the person they wish they had held on to. They will see you winning. They will hear your name. They will feel the weight of your presence, even in your silence. Because when you become undeniable, you don't have to prove anything. Your results speak for you. Your transformation speaks for you. Your success speaks for you. And by the time they finally recognize your worth, the only thing they'll have left is regret. Right now, your emotions are your enemy. They are the chains keeping you stuck. They are the reason you still think about them, the reason you still check your phone, the reason you still wonder if they'll come back. But emotions don't make you stronger. They don't make you powerful. They make you weak. And weakness is what they expect from you. Weakness is what keeps you in the past while they move forward. They don't miss you because they don't feel your absence. And they don't feel your absence because your emotions keep you tied to them. Every time you react, every time you overthink, every time you let your feelings take control, you give them power. You let them live rent-free in your mind while they're out there living their life without a second thought about you. And that should make you furious. That should wake you up. Because if they have moved on, why are you still stuck? People don't chase what's easy to figure out. They don't crave what's predictable. They are drawn to mystery, to strength, to those who are in control. And right now, you are not in control. Your emotions own you. Your thoughts betray you. Your actions scream desperation instead of power. That ends today. From this moment on, your emotions do not dictate your moves. Your feelings do not define your worth. You are not a prisoner to the past. You are not a victim of your own mind. You are the master of yourself, and that means you decide what deserves your energy. They expected you to break. They expected you to beg, to plead, to try to make them care. But nothing destroys someone more than realizing they have no effect on you. Nothing makes them question their choices more than seeing you completely unfazed. Because when you stop reacting, you force them to start feeling. When you stop showing emotion, you force them to wonder if they made a mistake. And when they finally realize that you don't care anymore, that's when they panic. That's when they start chasing. You must become emotionless to the things that once hurt you. You must kill the part of you that craves validation. You must destroy the need for closure, for explanations, for apologies. Because all of that is weakness disguised as logic. You don't need answers. You don't need reassurance. You don't need a sign that you mattered. The only sign you need is your own growth, your own power. Your own ability to walk away without hesitation. Emotional control is what separates the powerful from the powerless. The second you stop reacting, the second you stop giving them your energy, you win. You shift the power dynamic. You become the one in control. And by the time they realize what they lost, you won't even care. Because power isn't in words, it's in silence. Strength isn't in emotions, it's in indifference. And the moment you master this, you will never lose yourself over anyone ever again. The version of you they left no longer exists. The person who waited, who begged, who hoped, dead. You have rebuilt yourself from the ground up, stronger, sharper, untouchable. You no longer chase, you no longer seek validation, you no longer allow anyone to dictate your worth. You have mastered your emotions, leveled up in every way, and become someone so powerful, so undeniable that the world cannot ignore you. They will look for you in the places you used to be, but you won't be there. They will try to understand how they lost something they never valued, but it won't matter. Because by the time they realize what they walked away from, you'll be standing at the top, unbothered, unstoppable, and too far ahead for them to ever reach again.